There seems to be a clear divide between how the locker room views Shedeur Sanders versus how the media views Shedeur Sanders. All I've heard from the locker room is glowing things about Shedeur Sanders. And it's coming from guys who matter in that locker room. Leaders, pro bowlers, guys like that. Guys like Myles Garrett, guys like Denzel Ward, veterans like Shelby Harris. Carson Schlesinger is now coming out saying some glowing things about Shedeur Sanders in the locker room. And all the negative stuff. Actually, let me expound on that. Let me keep going forward. You got legends like Emmitt Smith vouching every time he gets a chance for Shedeur Sanders. Like, what's going on? What was Kevin Stefanski thinking last season? He didn't even give him a chance. I mean, when Emmitt Smith is putting pen to paper, so to speak, he's on wax. He's on camera, saying what he's saying about Shedeur Sanders. That holds weight. And then on the other side of the coin, you have Cleveland media, who I've devoted this channel to making a lot of videos about my vitriol and disdain for how Cleveland media, they're deceptive, how they're obtuse, how they're dense about this entire Shedeur Sanders QB1 situation. And a glaring thing about them that is, this QBR nonsense. And let me expound upon QBR. QBR is a made-up metric by ESPN, and it's only used by ESPN. So anytime you hear anybody saying QBR, just know that QBR is highly subjective. It's highly subjective. Do you know, Browns fans out there, Shedeur Sanders fans, that Dorian Thompson-Robinson, his one touchdown and his 10 interceptions in the games he's played, has a higher career QBR than Shedeur Sanders? Now tell me, on what planet is Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who's not even in the NFL anymore? He is a UFL player now. Tell me on what planet is Dorian Thompson-Robinson, according to the QBR, is a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. That just tells you everything you need to know about QBR. Also, Dylan Gabriel's QBR was higher than Shedeur Sanders. The QBR is so subjective. Shedeur Sanders' QBR in his first game, I believe, was like an 11, and he went 11 for 20. He had 23 plays, dynamic plays they would call them, of passes over 25 yards in that game. If you remember, he had to throw to Isaiah Bond. He had to throw to Judy that he fumbled. And then he had the screen pass to Dylan Sampson that pretty much wrapped the game up. Also, they could have scored more points in that game. I was at the game live. They were up 24-10, and Kevin Stefanski on the 29-yard line punted the ball. Who does that? You didn't want Shedeur Sanders to get up to 27 points and make the decision real crystal clear who was going to be the quarterback for the rest of the year? Are you serious? Like, come on. So we have all these media people. You got Jason Lloyd. You got the Anthony Limas. You got now Nick Wilson of 92.3 The Fan. You got all these people. You got like the Ross Tuckers of the world. You got the Tim Hasselbecks of the world. All these white gentlemen, it seems like, it does straddle racial lines, because it seems like the most vitriol towards Shedeur Sanders is coming from white guys. We saw Brian Daboll talking about, he made me feel small. He made me feel some type of way. He didn't make me feel like a man. It's like, bro, your cue ball head shaped self. You let a 24-year-old kid, you damn near 40 years old, and you let a little whippersnapper make you feel like a little kid. What are we doing here? So we have one aspect. We have Browns media, Cleveland media. We have all these national media members. You have former players who don't like Shedeur, and they're mainly white guys. Then you have this other faction that loves Shedeur. That's mostly ex-players. You got Skip Bayless over here. You got Skip Bayless on the good side of things, the right side of history. You got the Shedeurians, the fan. He has a hardened fan base. And I think some of the people in the Browns media that don't like Shedeur, they've expressed it on shows like the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show that his fans are like kind of some of the reason why they feel certain type of way about Shedeur. So if his fans are going to have you just make up this BS narrative that Shedeur shouldn't be on the team because he's a distraction, because his fans are fans. I mean, you should probably get into a new profession. Jason Lloyd, Anthony Lima, y'all spewing nonsense like, oh, Shedeur should be cut from the team. Like, what? Based on what? Based on a garbage metric like QBR, which I just dispelled and disarmed in this video alone? DTR had a better QBR than Shedeur Sanders. Do you think DTR is a better quarterback than him? That's where the EPA argument falls on deaf ears too. Another advanced analytics. Okay, if we go simply on passer rating, which was the case for eons, nobody had a problem with the passer rating. The passer rating was a fine metric for a long time. Now all of a sudden, ESPN wants to muddy the waters and have QBR be the tell-all be-all of quarterback play. We don't even know what's all added. It's a lot of subjectivity when it comes to QBR. Whereas your passer rating is like, all right, it accounts for the completion percentage, the yards, and the interceptions, and you go from there. It's simple. Where QBR is highly subjective. We have instances where quarterbacks, they look like they should have a higher QBR than they have, and it's like, oh, Shedeur had an 11 QBR for the Raiders game? You telling me he didn't mean that much to the team? What are you talking about? You see, the QBR, what the QBR stat doesn't do, it does not equate for how the team responds to a quarterback in the locker room. That team was not the same team that was there before that, okay? I watched the Cleveland Browns every game. That game in Vegas, it was different. There was two bad teams going up against it, and Shedeur sparked something in the Cleveland Browns. And then they ruined the momentum the week after with Kevin Stefanski's goofy self going for it on a 4th and 1 on a 33-yard line, and the game was 10-8, well in the balance, and you don't even get a ball to Shedeur Sanders. Like, what are you doing? So we have the locker room. Harold Fannin loves Shedeur. Todd, I'll end with this. Todd, how come Shedeur Sanders is the only person that we've seen face-to-face on camera that met Todd Monken, the head coach? I didn't see any news where Myles Garrett has met Todd Monken yet. I haven't seen any news that Denzel Ward. I haven't heard any news that any of the other quarterbacks have met with Todd Monken. You know who met with Todd Monken? Shedeur Sanders, coming back from Paris, going to the Pro Bowl. They had a meeting. They chopped it up. I didn't see Deshaun Watson. I didn't see the camera with Deshaun Watson with Todd Monken. I didn't see Dylan Gabriel on camera with Todd Monken. And you know who put that out there? Browns. The Browns put that out there. Not the Browns media, not Jason Lloyd, not Anthony Lima, not Neil Jokers, not Mary Kay Cabot or Tony Grossi, not my man Tony Rizzo. None of those put that out. The Browns, the Cleveland Browns organization, put out the video where Shedeur was dapping up Andrew Berry, and Todd Monken was like, hey, we should have drafted your ass. You know, we was trying to draft your ass. The Browns organization didn't have to put that out. That tells me all I need to know about the situation. In-house, Jimmy Haslam, Todd Monken, Andrew Berry, all rock with Shedeur. He has the locker room. They love Shedeur. Everybody that doesn't like Shedeur honestly doesn't matter to the equation of him being QB1. It's just fodder, and we're in silly season, and it just is what it is. All right, not Cleveland Browns. KSK Sports rolling out. All right, like and subscribe. If you find me on Meta, Facebook, give me a follow if you find this video. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Have a great and blessed week. All right, peace.